Oh, look at that. That was pretty good, boy. That was perfect timing for me. I didn't start it to like 3 seconds and bam, bam, bam. I hit the little button. Hey, oh, I'm sorry. I get all excited about little stuff and it wasn't nothing but a little thing and don't nobody know what was happening with me. Oh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, along with my co-host here.
Hello. Hey.
I couldn't even introduce her. I couldn't even do my. I could. She just hit it before I even got a chance. My co-host, the Little Diva. I was trying to give her an introduction, and she just hi.
I'm sorry. I'm sending a work what you call a work order into StreamYard because it says my account is suspended with your thing.
She is suspended. She had to go to the principal's office. I don't know what she done, but she had to go to the principal's office. She has been suspended. She is on suspension right now. She is. What do they give you? 3 days. She's on a 3-day suspension right now. She is suspended. She has to report to the principal's office. Well, anyway, y'all, welcome one, welcome all, welcome to the longest consistently running podcast. Monday night podcast. Let me say it right because I don't need nobody acting out funny. But it ain't the longest consistently running Monday night podcast. It is here. It is here. It is us. It is we. It is the real conversation with a twist of humor. That's right. Before we were real conversation, what were we before that? What were we? We had another.
We were I saw it yesterday.
Speak
on it.
We were speaking on it before. We changed the name, but boy, we still. Hey, Miss Julie, we changed the name, but we were still rolling up in here. That's right.
Louis, what's your email address?
My email?
Mm-hmm.
My worthless 2 cents at gmail.com. That is my email. If y'all looking for some requests, it is my worthless 2 cents at gmail.com. That's right. That is. But look here. We are here. It is Monday. I think next Monday. Oh yeah, is it next Monday?
What?
When is Mama Joe coming?
That is the 29th. So not next Monday, but the Monday after next.
Okay, so next Monday our event.
You talking about spotlighting the small business?
We got a whole bunch of stuff, don't we? We got a spotlight. We got to talk about. I
decided the other day, I made an executive decision on when I was on live. You know how stuff just come to you when you're on live? It just come to your head. You just say it. I said, well, we'll just take the first 5 minutes of the show to discuss something that happened over the weekend. I mean, ain't no need to waiting for 3, 4, 5 weeks to say something. What you think?
Okay.
What you think? I mean, no, I'm saying, because yes, we can use that as like, y'all see right here live, y'all see us making decisions right here. This is how we do this teamwork.
So are you talking? Well, I'm confused. Are you talking about every week?
I was just saying every Monday. So our show is on Monday. We take the first 5 minutes to talk about whatever. We do that anyway. But if it's
something, so okay, I got you. So the good or the bad of any establishment or any place that happens. Okay. So so that's fine. We could do it every Monday, the first 5 minutes.
We gotta ring a bell to know when to shut up to move on.
Wait. Hold on. I thought I had one. I did. I think my baby broke the bell. Look, don't go nowhere.
You think your baby broke what?
My bell. Keep talking. Keep going. Keep going. I'll be back. Hand it back. Hand it.
I don't know what he's doing, y'all, but I'm over here trying to figure out why I can't get back into my.
He coming. Why it sound quiet up in here? You ain't supposed to be quiet. I said handle it while I was gone. You ain't talking to the people? You ain't talking to...
Huh?
You answer. I
said
I'll be back. You supposed to be talking to the people.
I didn't talk for a second. I'm trying to figure out why I can't get in to do the things I need to do.
Girl, look, we can't. You can't be doing that. These folks up here came to see you.
They did.
And then you see, we're gonna spotlight you for the first 5 minutes. We're gonna talk about how
whatever. They all right. They waiting on you to come back. Hey, put that damn bell down. Put that damn bell down.
Hey,
well, I'm gonna go, huh?
Look at that. It's crystal. That's real.
Anyway, y'all. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Yes. I want to just throw this out here. It has nothing to do with anything that happened over the weekend. It actually happened this morning. My baby girl called and told me she passed the bar.
Yes.
So she is now. I am now the mother of Kayla Lowry Esquire. Yes. So my baby did it. I hope you guys, if you're not on my Facebook page, you can go to my post. It's Trina W. Lowry. If y'all ever hear Country Boy call me that, that's why he called me that. Trina W. Lowry. I'm on Facebook. It's Trina W. Lowry. So you can go there and see. I wrote a post, but also was motivational for you and others who may be trying to, what do you call it? Be challenged with doing something. So you may want to stop. This is something that my baby did not pass the bar the first time, but she did not stop. She was a little upset the first time around, and she was like, well, what? I just wasted my whole summer. Like she was just, but then she did her little venting, like I think people should have the right to do and the space to do. Then she came back, okay, we invented, let's roll. And she passed this time. So yay.
And it's so funny. I was, and maybe I'm just a little bit different. I knew, I just had that feeling, that thing. When she came back and she did as she did, like she rolled up in here. She rolled up in here on a mission. She didn't roll up in and come hang out with y'all. She rolled out with something on her mind. She came up in here with something on her mind. She had something she had to do. And she did it. And I say congratulations to her. Wonderful job, wonderful job. I'm very extremely proud of you for walking in the thing that's yours and going out there and not letting anything hold you back or deter you.
Right.
So that is an excellent thing. Man, I know she's gonna be she's gonna make a wonderful attorney, Esquire. So yeah.
So yes, that's my good news. I can't put anything in the chat. It says wait. Things are happening.
Well, we hope some things happen.
Oh no, it's just letting me post comments.
we hope some things happen. We hope some things happening around here.
Thank you, Miss Julie. I can't. Well, yes, I can.
Yes, you can. Why are you saying like you can?
I'm in here as a guest, so it's not letting me do things I could do as a host.
Oh.
So you're gonna have to delete me, Country Boy, and take me later on tomorrow, whatever.
You can reply to Miss Julie. Miss Julie, how you doing?
Thank you, Miss Julie. I want to type it in there for you.
Now, see, look at that. I
had to log into YouTube.
Look at that. Wow, my goodness, you just.
So I know you're not on YouTube, Miss Julie, but you should be able to see it. So anyway, let me tell y'all about my weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. Busy, but really good. Friday. Friday I went to the Miller Outdoor Theater.
Did you forget?
It was I did so much. My brain is fried. I went to the Miller Outdoor Theater. Mr. Mark Price of the Clockwork Band, and just of Mark Price. He's a wonderful, talented guitar player, and he can sing as well. He does play with the Clockwork Band regularly, and he contacted me. He called me and told me that they were having this event at the Miller Outdoor Theater, and he told me to make sure I come. He said because the tickets are going to be free because he knows how I like Maze, and that they would be giving the last hour as a tribute to Frankie Beverly and Maze. So I was like, yes, I'm in the building. And then they said it's free, and I can sit in the chairs. I didn't have to sit on the hill. So long story short, I went. And let me just tell you about his wife. Oh, his partner. Wonderful, wonderful. Her name is Bianca. If I tell y'all, Bianca came prepared. She needs to be my traveling buddy, because when I got there, I was just going for the, I'm gonna probably buy a drink or something. We get there, Bianca said, "Hey, you want some daiquiri?" Bianca had her daiquiri in her big old daiquiri bag and poured the daiquiri. Then she had sandwiches. She had popcorn in separated bags, like we used to do back in the day to go on a picnic. She had everything. I didn't have to do nothing. I was like, okay, this is heaven. Cool. But anyway, it was really nice. They had some talented people. My boy Reggie Jams, a pleasant surprise. He was performing. He did a great job. I don't know who this other guy was. And then, of course, Mark Price. He was in the little orchestra area and he played his guitar. But it was an orchestra playing like Motown music. And then they gave the last part to as a tribute to Frankie Beverly. But apparently this organization, they do lots of things. They teach children how to play. They do a lot of community service. Like it's a big thing. So I was super excited to be able to be there. And my body said we wasn't going, but my mind said, let's go. And I got up, me and my body got it together and we went, and and it happens like that, country boy. You be like, I don't feel like going, I don't want to go, but then you go and you had a time of your life. And it was just too damn short, but I had the time of my life. And let me say, Herman Park people, Miller Outdoor people, all y'all that's out there is not enough lighting for safety out there. Y'all need some more lighting. Because when I got out the car, it was no light. It was no lighting. So I had to walk. And thank God I did find some people to get. Now leaving was okay because everybody left at the same time. But going, I had to run behind, try to catch up with just some people in the vicinity so I wouldn't be by myself. Come on, Mayor. I'm going to say Mayor Turner. Rest in peace. Mayor Whitmire. Come on now. You worried about some stuff that we don't have to worry about right now. Let's worry about getting some light in Herman Park for safety. Because you worried about those doggone bricks to move them out the way so people can't ride their bikes in a safe lane. Quit worrying about that. Put some lights out here in Herman Park. Okay, go ahead. Oh, Saturday. What I do Saturday? Oh, I went to see Gary Owen. Never miss him. And my guy friend went with me, and he's seen him on TV, but he never saw him in person. So he had a good time. And then I ran as we're walking in. 4 of my friends was like, Trina. Yep. Lord, who in here know me? My good friends, Terry. What do they call them? I forget what they call their little group. But anyway, they were there. I was like, oh my God, this is not how I meant for y'all to meet the man. But whatever. And then after that, I went over and surprised my sister all the way in Stafford, Texas. We had a good time, but my hair smelled like smoke. It still smelled like smoke. Not my co-host. My consultant told me today, country boy, that Miss Trina, it don't smell like smoke. It smell like your curling iron. That don't make it sound no better. But anyway, so Chap called me already. It's 8. I forgot to tell him that the show just not started 8. I told him to come in. So I'll get back to him in a minute.
You know the show on. Chap, look here. I'm going to say it out loud.
I told him 8. I wasn't thinking 8. I meant to say 9.
You know the show on, Chap. I hope you hear me. You know every week for the last 3 years, this show been on at 8 o'clock. It ain't nothing different. Ain't nothing changed. Now.
Let's do it. So we had a blast. Country Boy was there. We were all there. We had a very, 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 very good time. And then Sunday, I winded down. I stayed here pretty much all day. Oh, Saturday, I also went to the annual Lions Avenue Festival. That
12th
was
year.
Huh?
12th year. 12th
year anniversary. It was I remember going to that place probably 10 years ago, and it was a small. They didn't have nowhere near the vendors they have now. Like, it was very small. Wow. Me and a friend of mine, he used to be the sound guy for J. Paul Jr. And we went. They had a gig, and I went with him. But it was very small. But anyway, it has grown. It is huge. When I went last year, I was like, oh my God, look what this has turned into. But it was nice. It was so many people. If I tell y'all, I'm having my little indoor festival extravaganza thing. my friend, her name is Yvette Farrell. That one there came back with all cards. She got people to roast up on the fans. She got me all the vendors I need. We got them. And when I did get to talk to somebody, they would say, get up and talk. Oh, somebody already gave me that. Somebody already told me. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I need. But also people that I talked to, they were excited. That made me feel better. But we need to sell some tickets, y'all. I got these vendors I'm finna send some up, but I need ticket sales. I need y'all to be there. I need the room to be full. I need 200 people in the building. 200. And we can do this. But I'm going to shut up because I go into my rant and Country Boy got to talk about his weekend. But I didn't really have anything bad to say about the weekend. But I'm going to wind off my weekend roundup with this. Club owners, venue owners, restaurants, pop, anybody that's in some type of business. I know y'all love to get compliments. I know you do. But you got to also accept corrective criticism. And don't always take it negative. Because if you only hear the good stuff, it's not going to do you any good. If you got people that's not showing back up at your place, you probably don't even notice those people, but you don't know what those people do. I have a big group of educators that like to go party all during the week. They like going to happy hours, all that. When I go to them and say, hey, let's go here, and they come and it's BS, they're not coming back. Unless I'm able to go to them and say, hey, I spoke with so-and-so. He said he's going to do this, that, and the other. They come back and it's still not changed. That's a problem and that's an issue. Lots of people that come to your venue and leave, you're thinking you're fine. Ain't nobody leaving because you keep seeing all these people in there. There are people that left. And it's going to be sad when it starts spreading like a virus. So don't take everything so freaking personal. You've got to, if you're going to be in business, you've got to take some corrective criticism, and especially if it's true. If you don't have salad dressing for the salad, that's a problem. You can't be mad at me because you didn't have no lettuce, no salad dressing for the salad. And somebody should say that when they say, well, what did she do? Well, she said we didn't have no salad dressing for the salad. Well, did you? No. Then what you talking about? Did you have what you said you have? Did you say that you had bottle of Moscato for them to drink out of? Did you say that? I did. Well, did you have it? No. Then what you talking about? What did she do that was wrong? Did she come and have a conversation with you about what's going on? She did. She called me. Okay, then what else you want to do? Oh. So that's how that should have went. Club owners, restaurants, anybody that's in business, you've got to accept if you do something wrong. Take a L so you can get a win. Because if you can't even just take one L to say, you know what, my bad. I was wrong, but I'm glad she brought it to my attention because now I can go fix that. Simple. Okay, I'm out. What you used to say, my triple trapper? I'm my triple trapper now.
Wait. Did it work? Oh, it didn't work. Like I was trying to get my hand clapping over here.
Oh.
I was trying to make my clapping work. Well, you know what? My weekend probably wasn't as exciting as yours, but it was quite busy for the old country boy. Starting Wednesday, my weekend, I guess, started on Wednesday. I had a wonderful interview Wednesday. Had my first interview by myself out. It was the first time I've been out alone. Do what? It was the first time that I've ever done an interview by myself. I usually, if I've been out somewhere doing an interview, it's usually been with my co-host and on our show jointly. But this was the first time I had an opportunity to actually do it by myself. She gave me my wings and said, "Fly, boy, fly." So she pushed me out of the nest. So I had the opportunity to do that on Wednesday. Thursday, of course, old country boy had to sit down. Friday, boy, if I tell you Friday, what did I do for? Oh, Friday. Started off on the north side. I started off on the north side. Let me tell y'all something. I spend most of my days on the north side. So if I ever come back over here, because I live on the south, if I ever come back to the south, I ain't driving back to the north. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. If it has to be some dire emergency for me to come home and leave to go back to the north side. It has it because I don't. So Friday I actually hung out after work and I said, well, I was debating. Ooh, I was like, I'm finna, boy, if I hit this road heading south, I ain't going. But I actually end up going over to Reds off of 1960 Friday night. They had Friday karaoke. They have drink specials over there. They have food specials. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. Went over there with CJ and man, the place is it was busy. It was busy. It was fun. Enjoyed that hanging out over there Friday. I left there, came back to the south side. Then I was out. I went to hear my co-host's favorite stuff, some live music. I got a double dose of live music. It was like two different singers on two different places. So I got my feel of live music on Friday. Y'all, I thought I was grown again. I thought I was young and grown. I was out there in them streets
all weekend.
Got up Saturday, and I had the honor, the privilege of being out in the Fifth Ward for the festival for the 12th year. This year they were celebrating Zydeco. Man, it was nice. And as my co-host said, the vendors were there. The last year was my first year going. So I didn't get to see it from the beginning as she has and how it has grown. I just know the weather was nice. The people were nice. The atmosphere was nice.
And I lost my keys. I forgot to tell y'all that.
Yeah. That part wasn't nice. But man, it was. And look, this year I was much smarter when I drove up this year. Let me tell you, Country Boy is learning. It take me a little time to learn. But look, when I drove up there this year, co-host, you know what? I said, there go the main stage. So you know where I parked at? Behind the main stage.
Okay, look at you. All right, I see you.
I parked behind the main stage. So it was easy in, easy out, easy in, easy out.
I was right. Somebody moved out. They left.
Yeah.
Me a spot right there. I was able to get in and out easy as well.
You know, the only disappointing part was, right there behind it. I don't know what street that is. But unfortunately, I'll do that, Miss Julie. Unfortunately, like the cars park on both sides. And if somebody's trying to go down, two cars, look, if you got people, the street ain't but yay big. It ain't but yay big, and there were cars and trying to go up and down the street at the same time while you had vehicles parked on the side of the street. I wish that the people who enforced the traffic would have done a little bit better at directing that. But other than that, I ain't complaining about it. It was wonderful. I did that Saturday. Then I came back to the old house. My newfound sister had her birthday. She didn't tell me about it, so I said I'm gonna go surprise her. So I snuck up on her, and I'm gonna tell you, Tony, you know I love you. I'm gonna tell you how I know. I'm gonna tell you why you should know I love you. Because after I was out there in that heat. From 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I was out there in that heat. I came here, and when I crashed, I was like, boy, and I said, okay, I got to get up because I am going to surprise Tony. I'm going to surprise Tony. I'm going to surprise her. And I got up, and I was glad to go. I didn't know it was so close to me, which was great. It was a skip, hop, and a jump. Because if it would have been If it would have been any further, if it would have been on the north side, Tony, I wouldn't have
It
made
took me 32 minutes to get there, and that was because I was downtown. Okay, just think about just think about how long it took me to get home. It was like 47 minutes.
That's why I don't go to the north side. It took me probably like 7 minutes.
How nice.
But yes, it was wonderful to go there. Legacies, man, it was other than the smoked up. Coming out of there like a salmon, smoked like a salmon, smoked salmon. But the band, Chap in the Chi-Town, Eric Cortez, the Eric Cortez. What a show. What a show. I enjoyed it.
They sounded really good too.
They did. They sounded really good.
Sounded good. Eric.
And I told Chap had asked me, he kept asking me, well, how do we sound? And I say, I had to tell him yesterday, look, Chap, I ain't really heard you before. Like, I ain't really heard, because I don't go out to those different planes to get an opportunity to hear them play. That was probably only my second time actually hearing his band. And I was like, you're really good. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. I had a great time, a wonderful time. So, but that was my weekend. And of course, I went to work on Sunday, doing Sunday Fun Day, out working at 1701 Webster Street on Sunday. So other than that, that was the weekend. Old Country Boy is whooped tide. Yeah. What they say.
Well, that's wonderful. Great. It was good seeing you passing by. We wasn't working as a team this week because I had the boys.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw it pass and it was
Yeah, which was weird because we usually out there together making it happen, but that was good. We got time to make that happen. I was glad the boys got to go, even though I know that they're still not old enough for that yet.
It's
hard to figure out what they're interested in. Like think, like me, I cook my kids a whole bunch of stuff, but I guess I forgot when I started taking them. I mean, I took them places at 1 and 2, but I don't know what I took them to. I don't remember. But a festival, and then things are different. Kids nowadays are the noise and stuff. Kids aren't like back in the day. They're different to where the noise affects them. That's why a lot of the kids have the headphones on. And they don't like all that hustle and bustle and going on. And it was hot. It was so freaking hot. I know those babies were miserable. And I'm like, here I am thinking I'm being the fun auntie, wanting the kids to come to the festival, a grown-up festival at that, and they was going to just have fun. Like, no, that's not what happened. Then, y'all, let me say this before we go into our topic. We got to the car and I had no keys. Keys said, find the hell out of me. So my youngest great nephew, he has this thing now. He throws, if he's sitting on the couch and stuff on the couch with him, he's going to throw it off the couch. So he was in a wagon and he was taking it, throwing it out the wagon. Ain't figured out why he does that right now. But he throws it. So he threw all my flyers out the wagon. So we had to pick up all the flyers. Well, what we didn't see apparently were my damn keys.
Yeah.
But by the time the end of the day came, we took things out the car, we emptied the back, the diaper bag, ain't no keys. I said, let me go back up in here and find these keys. And I knew where they were in my mind, but I said, nah, let me go over here to the little area where they had the food trucks at. I went over there. Then I saw a policeman. He said, oh, go check the command center. What the hell is the command center? I found the command. So I said, are y'all the command center? Because I didn't see nothing say command center. But anyway, are y'all the command center? They said, oh, yeah. I said, have y'all seen any keys been turned in? No. They ain't turn around and look. They didn't pretend they was looking. No. Cool. No problem. I go back because at one point we first got there, he was throwing stuff out the basket. Courtney wasn't happy with the sound, the music. And so things were just happening all over the place. So I stopped at this place where they were selling butter cookies, something with some butter and some cookies. They were tender. Well, is it tender or Moore's, whatever. Bought the baby some $12 cookies. $3, 12. There was 3 in a pack for $12. Gave them the cookies. They was fine then. They was good. Gave them, the people felt so bad because they was acting so crazy. They gave me some water, so they was good then. Well, we missed the keys. So anyway, I went back there, and that's what they said. Oh yeah, we've been had your keys. We took them up to the MC over there. Thank God the MC was right across. So I go say, sir, do you have my keys? He had the keys.
Wow.
I got back and told Dez he can't be throwing. You can throw things out the basket because I love you. And I'm going to pick it up off the floor. But you can't throw our keys out. We got to get back.
He said, don't be putting your keys in.
Well, yeah, and that's what I did. I dumped everything in the basket. He was like, nope, this don't go here. This don't go here. This don't go here. You got too much stuff in here with me and my brother. So let's move all this out. And if you'd have seen him, it's like he took it and just was dumping stuff. And he does it all the time. One last thing that's so funny. So he thinks everything, he likes balls. So he thinks everything is a ball. So when I had my Christmas tree up, he would take a bulb out and drop it and wait for
it.
He took another one. So now he does the same. So when they gave him the Easter eggs, I was waiting on him to bounce it to see if it was going to bounce. But he didn't. He just sucked on it.
Wow.
So it was good. It's always good being around them. They make me so happy.
Yes, yes. That is a beautiful thing. Especially being able to watch the youth and watch them develop and grow and just be their own little persons.
To be own, and they just their own little person. Little people, and you just want to know what be on their mind. What's on your mind, baby? What's happening? Tell TT, and TT gonna get it for you, no matter what it is. If I have to go wash some dishes to get it for you, I'm gonna go get it. But anyway, so our topic tonight is being in the room. No, not being in. What is it? I can't remember the name of it. I can't see it.
Look here, you sent the thing.
I know, I can see it.
Hold on. I typed it, you sent it. Ain't it up there? Oh, it ain't up there. Wait a minute. I can't even see it. It is something about the room. Come on in the room. Recognition is not just for the room you're in.
Okay. So that's talking about, we always talk about speaking about people in rooms that they may not be in.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And I have a firm belief in that. But I was talking to somebody in that dance community the other day. And I went over there actually because I thought we was okay. But long story short, we got to chit-chat or whatever. No, we wasn't chit-chatting. I don't know what that was. But the conversation came up and he said, I think I said, some people, we have these legends in this dance community that keep being rewarded. What about other people? What about some of the other people? I say, include me. I'm actually, by now, I'm kind of a legend in that my dance community as a promoter there, because I was the same. And I mentioned two of us, the person that started the promotion stuff and started the website for the first promoter person in Swing Out, and then me. He said, his answer was, well, y'all don't be there. Y'all don't be there no more. I said, well, why do we have to be there? You should be speaking our names in the room when we're not there, when you know what we've done. Oh, no, we ain't doing that. We, and what I took it, we, as you're the spokesperson for the dance community, is how I took it, which is fine, because I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that world. I'm proud of what I've done, but I'm not part of this new world. And I said, well, that doesn't make sense. I said, because I still speak your name in rooms you're not in. When they talk to me about who teaches, I bring up people. And then when I walked away and thought to myself about the energy I wasted with that conversation, because I thought to myself, so he said we shouldn't be saying about Martin Luther King either, because he ain't here no more. He ain't in the room.
Yeah and no. I mean, I get it. I get it.
You can't say, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to let you go. Let me finish this. You can't say that someone's not legend because they're not there in that space anymore. They still did what they did. Go ahead.
No, on that, all I'm going to say is the thing. What is the word? It's something. It all comes down to this for me. And when I hear that, it's not. I don't know the person, and I wasn't in their mind, and I don't. And how I take it is that not speaking someone's name doesn't mean that they didn't exist. It just means that they didn't make that kind of impact on me.
Yeah, this is a person that's really not a nice person, and he's just not a nice person to a lot of people.
And if you get that, I mean, because
I knew what he was thinking. He's very arrogant, and he don't treat people nicely. And he's very young, so he doesn't get it. And when you're arrogant, you would think that. You would think you're the only person that exists. People should only praise you. People think it should only be you on top. But I believe it doesn't matter for me that I don't think there's an excuse that if you know someone does something, they're good at something, that you don't mention them in the room. So we brought up, I said, well, just like they had this event where they were talking about this book they made, this picture book they made where they put people who have done great things in the dance community. Well, someone told me that, yeah, I had to mention your name because they mentioned this one person name, but they didn't mention you, and you're part of this. You were the beginning. You were one of the pioneers. Which, I don't care about it anymore like that, but the person said it, and it was like, and that's what I was telling him. I said, y'all, you weren't even going to, you didn't even realize somebody else had to say, don't forget Trina, because she was here then. She did this, and that. I said, say, well, nah, we ain't doing that. If you ain't here, we don't do it. I don't believe in that. I believe that what we always say, we always used to say anyway, that if you have a business and you're not here and somebody's asking about you tonight, somebody was talking about they opened up a banquet facility. I said, my sister does this, and that. And then I also said, well, Country Boy, because she's on 19. I said, Country Boy does a lot for Reds. You should call him. I said, you're going to like him when you talk to him. You ain't going to never want to get rid of. Like, I do that because I know this is what people do.
Right.
And it's nothing. I know everybody don't feel the same, but what's wrong with that? What's wrong with speaking people that do things and people need this, that, and the other, and someone that has a business, this is what they love to do, or whatever the case may be, why not speak them in that room?
No, and I agree, but and it goes back to that thing though. Mm-hmm. If you did not make that kind of impact on me, then no, I'm not. And that's, if that makes sense. There were.
Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but this person, that's not what the deal is. But go ahead.
Right, and that's why I'm not in defense of it. But yeah, I'm not going. I mean, there are some people that don't make an impact. There were some people out there, at the thing week that I saw did not make an impact.
Yeah, and I don't mean that's to me. I don't think when we're talking about speaking people's name in the rooms, I don't think we've ever been talking about people we don't really know or that don't really do nothing. I'm talking about what I would think when me and you say this all the time.
Right.
I'm talking about people we know and that we know are good. If you know someone that's good at something, you mention their name. And right. he knows what I do, and he knows not this stuff, the dance stuff. He know what I did with that. So if somebody says, "Hey, we need to have some more legends this year," I should be somebody you think about because I made an impact on him, trust and believe. So I can't get into all that right now. But he knows what I've done. But you have some people who are haters. And they don't want to do that. It's not that they ain't. You probably impressed him. I know I impressed him because he asked me for my mailing list. But anyway, you may not. So I'm not speaking of those. I'm thinking about people that you know and that did a good job. We should be speaking them into the room when they're not in. That's where that comes from.
No, and I agree as far as speaking on people and pushing people and supporting people. I mean, that's just what I believe in. And that's, for me, it's whether it doesn't matter whether I get it back or whether somebody.
Right.
That's not the reason, because for me, it's you can't pay me enough for what I do. Mm-hmm. You can't pay me to believe in you. Whether either I do or I don't. You can't pay me to believe in you. You can't pay me to support you if I don't believe in you. You can't pay me to speak about you to others. If I don't feel it for you, mm-hmm. I'm not going to speak down on you. I'm just not going to speak on you. Mm-hmm. And that's just, not that my words mean anything to anybody, but I'm just saying it's not. That's just my personal. I think everybody, I believe everybody deserves a chance. I think that there are people out doing wonderful things. that don't get noticed, they're out here busting their butts, and they ain't trying to lie, cheat, and steal their way, and they're out here actually doing it, walking in it. And when I see those genuine people, I go like, man, I can support that. I will support.
That's basically what the topic is about. I don't know what you were talking about earlier because the context came from what we talked about. It wasn't a negative stuff about people who don't know what someone does. I would never expect that. I'm speaking of someone said to me, someone that does know the positive, wonderful things that I did as a part of the dance community. This is someone that knows that. So I wouldn't be talking about somebody. I would never say everybody needs to talk about me in a room I'm not in. So that's not a part of this topic. This topic was about the generalization that we normally talk about of speaking people's name and meaning people that you know do this. They know they do a good job. You shouldn't ever. In this conversation we were having, and that's how the topic came up. I was like, it was really weird to me when he said that. Like, but he was trying to offend me. So I wasn't gonna say all that. But since you keep going back to
that is just it. Is that people who don't like you? It doesn't matter how. Remember when I say this thing is people are not upset about the gift. They're upset that you're the one that has it. People ain't upset about the vision. They're upset. It ain't the vision. People believe in the vision, and that's those. And you can't. We shouldn't expect for people who don't believe in us to support what we're doing because they ain't gonna do it.
Right. So the topic that I'm talking about again is not. I was using the example of what made me think about it when the person said, "Oh, we don't do that. We don't put people's names. If they ain't in the room, we don't talk about them." That was my point. I didn't think that was cool. He wasn't talking about me, not one person. He was just saying period in general. And I was like, "Well, no, that's not right. That like if you know someone does this, because there's someone that has a competition, and she does get people to be a part of her competition off of referrals,
right?
Well, there are some people who have not been asked to be a part of this because this clique, she only listens to them. And those people, there's some people that are not a part of their clique, so they're not going to say their names. So I'm saying that we have to do better about that. But because let's just find an example. I give my We See You award out, right? I've been giving my We See You award to people who I don't really care for personally. But what they do is a business, and that's because I'm mature. I'm a grown-ass woman. Not grown. I'm a grown. Y'all know that song? Anyway, I have to tell y'all what song. I'm going to find the song in a minute so y'all can know what it is. I'm a grown-ass woman. I need a grown-ass man. That's what it say.
Oh, yeah.
But I can do that because I can separate how I feel about you. Because one, the person that needs some help or needs some assistance, you have the talent to help them, right? So if I see you doing something good, and I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and say I would do that with everybody. But what I try to do with this award is I try my best to be that way, to say, I don't really like him. He don't really do, but he does a great job at this. And this is what I want to celebrate to the world, to see that he's good at this. Don't matter how I feel about you like that, because we just may not be meant to be friends. And even though one of them, we are actually kind of cool now. But at the time that he got his award, we wasn't on the same page. People ask, well, why I thought you didn't like him? That don't have nothing to do with this award. This award is about, we see you. I see what you're doing. I see you doing a good job. So no, I'm not talking about them the fools that that they don't know what they're doing. And like the people that was out there at the festival, I don't know none of them. I can't speak their names in rooms that they're not in because I don't know them. I don't know what they do. I don't know their reputation. So I'm talking about people who know what you do. And
I get that. I mean, and that's very, and what you said is everybody, how you always try to tell me that thing. Well, listen, Country Boy, everybody ain't where you at. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, little diva, everybody ain't where you at.
Well, the topic still is.
Well, no, I'm saying everybody ain't where you at, the way you could be like, you know what?
Oh no, I was giving that as an example because you keep going back to saying, well, whatever you're saying. Yeah. I wouldn't have brought this topic up about if we were talking about someone that
No. And I get that. And what I'm saying is those are the people you can't somehow, I mean, we can expect whatever we want to expect, but it doesn't matter how great you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. There are people who just are not going to. Should people? Yes. Should people who maybe you have helped somebody, maybe you've been there, maybe you supported somebody, maybe you have mentored somebody, maybe you have given them all that you have, and you're not there in that place, and somebody brings something up and they don't mention your name. That means they have no respect for you.
Oh yeah. Okay, now there you go.
That's what I'm saying. That's the line. It doesn't matter what you've done for somebody. If you do all you want, you know them people they talk about. You help them, and you help them, and then they go help somebody else.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. Just like I mentioned the other day, I have a person that she does balloons. She's a balloon diva now. She did work for a church for years. And when they got real money, do you think they hired her to do the job? No. They hired somebody else.
Yeah.
And that was when she learned her lesson of everybody get charged. My price is my price.
Yeah. That is that, and that's the realness. And we shouldn't that's a whole different subject. But sometimes we do those things, and those people have their thing set that they're gonna do this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whether they because when you cutting them a deal, the next person ain't, but they gonna take the deal you cut them. Cause them folk down the street ain't gonna cut them no deal, but they already know that they ain't gonna get no deal cut. So they already know they going in. Look, if you run a business, you have a budget. Okay, you know what your budget is. So why are you gonna go to the high dollar place? What was it? I read it. I think it was Sheba. Shared a post.
I saw that.
That's the one.
I would add, when I read it, I just said to myself, well, I would add to that though. I would add to, because one thing about me, and again, nobody else has to feel like me, none of that. And definitely, I have a thing where I say I'm going to charge for everything I do, even if it ain't but $5, you're going to pay me. Because those two bands that I love, like my kids, like they were my kids, and they rolled out, taught me a lesson. Everybody pays for my services, because my services, that's my energy and that's my talent, contrary to what you may think. So on that, but two, I always want to be fair to prices. I'm not speaking about anybody in particular. I'm talking in general. That's like a band, let's just say. You know, there's some bands that can charge $3,500, $4,000, right? Because they paid the price, they paid their dues, they've got their followers, and they worked hard through some years to get to this point. They had to charge $100 one time. They had to charge $300. Then they went to $400, $500, $600, up to $3,500. They got there. I think like that, right? I think like you can't wake up today and say, hey, I'm gonna start charging $3,500, because nobody know you yet. You got to get your reputation set. You got things you got to organize and put together. So you can't just, like me, I could definitely I could definitely get out there, and there's some things that I could do. I even feel like club consulting. I know I could do. And I could probably step in and charge a good price, because I have the experience. I've done it before several times, and I have been trained by reputable people. Versus, I have some experience. People, people don't know me yet. I have a little bit of experience. They don't know. Get out there and make a name for yourself, and then you just can't charge the highest price out there. That's just me. And then also, who's gonna be there for the people who are starting businesses and stuff, and they don't have $50,000 yet? You know, they're starting out just like you start out. Who's gonna be the person? Let me use a different example. My cruises. I always try to keep my cruises, and then back when I used to give events, at a certain price. Yes, I have to pay people, and I know that, so I have to charge a little bit more now. But in my mind, for our cruises, my mom and I always wanted to make travel affordable for people. So we didn't charge because we on the back end, you can charge a lot more than we charge. That's why when people saw the price this year, they were saying it's too high. And I'm thinking, you don't know how much I'm paying to go on the Cupid cruise. And when I do go on the John Jordan cruise, how much that cruise, because they charge. I wanted a room by myself. I couldn't afford it because they charge for the talent that they have on the ship. Because it's talent that is experienced, been doing it for years, and they have a name. Yeah. That's my thought on that. It's just I just do think it's a little more than just saying my price is my price. Well, who are you?
Well, I mean, in the defense of that, you have the right to do that. And you have, because here's the thing. Here's what I know and here's what I've learned. You can say your price is your price. Somebody ain't gonna pay, but somebody will. And that's and
but just because they will, is it right?
I'm just saying, if I say this is my price, somebody is willing, somebody will pay me. If my price is $10,000 and I'll say, bam, what is 10,000? And I don't blink an eye because here it's in this sense. This is how I can think about that. If I didn't have the job, I still wouldn't have it. If you didn't pay me the 10,000, I'd still be doing whatever I was gonna do extra. So now you saying you're gonna pay me the 10,000, bam. Look, you're gonna pay me the 10,000 for doing it. Or I can go over here. I guess some people think like I'm not gonna penny pinch myself. If I think my price should be $1 million, if I think my price should be 500,000, then I'm gonna say my price is 500,000. If you say no, it's not. No, I'm not paying you that. Then I wasn't meant for you. And that's a strong mindset to have. That is confidence in being who you are, and believing in what you can do. And they say, well, what can you do? Well, you pay me. I'll tell you. I'll show you what I can do.
And that's like a mechanic saying, I can come change your engine, and my price is $1,500. I'm gonna say, oh, you show me what you can do. Just take my engine and just show me what you can do.
Well, that's what you do.
You don't have no clientele.
That is what you do. You trust in it because you don't know. When you go to a mechanic shop, you don't know.
You don't know. No, you may know. Now I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But I've always been taught you go to people that have reputation. You check to see what their clientele is, what their reputation. You don't just go to some random.
Who you gonna ask about? You go
to who's your mechanic? I just right now, because I have someone that's a family mechanic, but he's always busy. So I'm asking people, hey, who's your mechanic? How long have you been knowing him? Oh, I've been using this guy for 20 years. I do that. Just like if somebody was supposed to do my social media, I'm gonna say, well, what credentials when you go to a job? They don't just say, oh, you probably could do this. Come work for me. No. Even in my job where people I hire people, they don't have to have a degree, but I do ask them, have you worked with children before? What have you done with them? Do you know how to teach? Do you know how to play checkers, or do you know how to teach checkers? Let me see.
I get it. I mean, I get it. I get what you're. I'm just saying there's a flip side to it. There are people that will. That is their. This is what I charge. This is what I charge to do this. My price. This is what I have.
I was responding to you saying, "Where are you going? How am I going to know?"
No, but if you go to a mechanic shop, you still don't know. You're going off somebody else. That don't mean
no, you're not going off somebody else, because if you can go run as Joe Blow that you don't know down the street, but you have people. I hope most people have people in their life that are. I would just go to my job, something Phillips, job, and hey, who's your mechanic?
I take that from working in a dealership. You don't know, because guess what? People take their cars to dealerships all the time.
And that's why I don't go to dealerships.
Thinking they're a dealership, then they should, and they charge you out the gazooza, but you don't ever question paying that money because it's a dealership.
And yes, I do. That's why most of the people I know don't go to. Somebody just got through. My coworker just told me today. She takes her car to get her oil changed, but they saw something else is wrong. When she told me it was gonna cost $250 for her to get a just an evaluation, she said, "Oh no, thank you for the oil change. I'm gonna take it over here to who I know it's gonna be $99." So yes, people will pass up dealerships. That's why a lot of people don't go to dealerships, because it's ridiculous.
But there go the credentials. Look, I know some people right down the street that that work on vehicles. They ain't got no credentials hanging up on them.
And I wouldn't be going with them.
They ain't got all the stuff hanging up on the wall saying that they've done this and they've done that and they certified this.
And nobody referred you. I'm not even talking about that stuff. I'm saying somebody refer you to say, oh, they did this to my car. They've been working on my car for 20 years. And they've done good. That would be what I'd rather do that than somebody that I don't even know. And I just roll up and say, hey, fix my car. No. Got to be somebody that has some type of, my child. My car is like my child, but my children. We didn't just go drop them at some daycare. We wanted to go. I went through, what is it, HHS, to make sure that they were reputable. I looked at their licensing. I looked to see what they've had, any X's. So we all do things to make sure that we're choosing the right person. I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying anything was wrong with what the post said, just for me. And that's not for everybody, but I'm just one of those kind of people because I do think about people's pocketbooks. I do think that everybody should have the opportunity to enjoy. I'm gonna just say enjoy travel because that's under me. Enjoy travel, and I know that I can make a way where they can go travel for less, and I'm still gonna make money because I make the money from Carnival. So why do I gotta add so much on to the tab for them to pay? Yeah. Do I think that sometimes there's a lot of things I do, again, that I said I didn't charge for that I should have. And even if I just charge $5, I'm gonna just charge it because I need to say I'm charging. You know what I mean? Because people don't pay me, I just have to start getting in my mind to charge people. But I always want to kind of be fair. Let's just say too, another is my beautician. If you go up on your prices, okay, well, January 2026, we going up on the prices. You can't January and then March you go up some more and you don't tell nobody. 2 months later you went up some more. No, because I'm calling you to say, well, now look, when I got this done, I'm on here trying to make an appointment and it showed that you charged this now. Just 2 weeks ago you charging this. I'm questioning. People will, I don't know. But I hear what you're saying, and I read the post, and I did understand the post. I just, in my mind, I actually was sitting in a teacher lounge when I saw it, and I thought, I get it, but, I don't know. That's why I couldn't get nobody to help me. That's why I couldn't find me nobody to help me with the festival, because it's my first festival, so I need somebody that would say they would work with me. And I have got me a couple of volunteers, and I'm doing all the work myself because there's no one right now in this world who actually, I guess, trusts people. I don't know, to say, hey, I'll help you because I know I see your vision. I know your vision is going to grow and I want to be there as you grow your vision. And right. When you do start making money, I want to be there. I'm like that. The people that I asked to be a part of my committee, that's what I said to them. The bands that I contacted, hey, I don't have a lot of money right now. I don't even have a budget, but this is something that I have a vision for and I see it growing. And I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I'm growing now, so I'm going to get someone else. I'm going to keep you with me. You're going to grow with me. When this thing blows up, it's going to be you, and you're going to be there. I'm not going to go get somebody else. I will add to the fold, but I'm not going to kick you to the curb. You know what I mean? So it's nothing. And maybe I live in a fantasy world, but that's how I look at some things. And it might have been, yeah. Sometimes you can just be there to grow people. Yeah, you want your money. But it's okay to say, you know what, let me not, I don't know, $500 off because I see what you're doing. I see your vision. Beauticians do it all the time. They start off, they could charge you way high, right? Because they don't know if you're ever coming back. But once you start coming regularly, they cut that price down. It's a band that plays for a few $100s every Sunday. So I asked them last week, why are you charging me this amount when you only charge that? And they said to me, because I'm booked there every week. It's guaranteed this amount of money every week. So, you know what? That does make sense. Your advantage just is one. We don't know what makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So you cut people deals like that. If I was booking them every week for something or even every month, they would be able to cut me even more of a deal because they know,
They can count on you. You're going to be consistent.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, I need to get some people some deposits because they've trusted me long enough without giving them ones. I need to go and get. That makes me laugh too because I think about that time the city wouldn't let me put their picture on my flyer, and until I paid them their deposit. And I know that's most people, but I've been promoting y'all every day for how many years? For real, that's what we're gonna do. Well, no other person. I said, no, I got somebody right now that's on the fly that I ain't paying the deposit because they trust me and they know what I do, that I'm gonna pay them. Because I've tried my best to build a reputation of paying people.
Well,
it's like marketing, podcasting.
They
you have a reputation that you're gonna show up.
They said their price was their price.
And it was. But they didn't want to look, they forgot the price of the price when it came to them not having nobody for their room, them having to pay their money back for their room. They forgot the price of the price then.
They said, I don't care if we friends, if we family,
they ain't give a shit.
That's it.
We didn't ask you to promote us. You did that on your own. I get it. That's why there's no more. No more of that.
Oh,
and my daughter used to tell me that all the time, Mama, your problem is you be thinking you friends with people and you be loving people.
Yep.
And it's just it's business.
That's it.
It's absolute business.
That's it. That's it.
So your end thought to that is that when I say speaking people's names or businesses in the rooms that you're not in, you think that people don't know you, they don't have to, which I get that. I would never speak people's names in rooms if I didn't know what they do. If I didn't have, like if Tony hadn't done that work for you, you wouldn't speak her name. But now what you do? Every time you can, you got to hang it on your wall right there. But every time you can say something about her because you saw her work and you saw what she did.
Well, no, it's because of the person.
So you don't think she did a good job on your stuff?
I think she did an excellent job, but it's because of the person. The person is bigger than the product.
I guess.
The product will fade. The person will be there. The legacy is not the product. It's not what's being produced. It's who's producing it. And that's that part right there. To have that.
That's what I said about the mechanic.
Yeah, I mean, it's the person. I mean, it's not the job that they've done. It's the person. Okay, they have some integrity. Okay, you know what? They ain't gonna come. That's the person. It's not the job. They could have 100. You could go to a place, they could have 100 cars sitting in the yard, and they could have people lined up around the block. That's because they ain't getting none of the job done. Or people keep bringing their cars back. But it looked like they busy. They really not.
Well, if you do something good, I'm trying to think of something. There's somebody created for me that was really, really good. I may not even know the person. Like I don't know the guy that does my flyers. I don't really know him like that. But he's been doing not the creation, but he does my printing. And he has done flyers for me in the past, but he does my printing. Right. I walk in, he's nice, like him, but he don't say very much. I refer people to him because of his work, not because of him. He does great work. He's on time. He's never had to say.
See what you just said? He does great work. He's on time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's the person, not the product.
It is he does great work, and his work is done on time. Is what I'm saying. That don't have nothing to do with the person necessarily. My work is good. Everything has been ready when it was supposed to. But that's the work. That to me, that goes into the work. If I get to somewhere, what are we at the other day? Somebody went to this particular venue the other day. They opened at 5. It was 6. They still wasn't open yet. They don't have nothing to do with one person. They have to do with as a service. It looks for the service. You ain't even opening. Your sign say 5. It's 6. It ain't one person that gets blamed for it. It's the service, the business. And I ain't know, but I'm pointing up here, and y'all can't even see. It's not. He doesn't do my designs. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. But he does the He does my printing. But he does nice graphics, does great work. Y'all always use nice graphics. They do great work, but I usually have them do my printing and whatever day it says it's going to be done. And let me say this. They've been in business so long. They just I think I've been using him for like 10 years. They just now went up on their prices because they had to. They was not trying. That's why they got so many customers, because they had a decent, fair price that people could afford. And it makes you, because that Jasmine said she learned this in business school, but it was common sense to me that, just like you go to clubs now and they charging $25 to get in, you trying to get all your money at the door. That means when I get in there, I probably ain't gonna buy nothing to drink. But if you charge me $10 at the door, I can go in and get a drink and get some food. But I got to pay $20 to park, $20 to get in the club. I I don't have no money to eat now.
Right.
Or drink. So sometimes you can't just go out and try to charge this big, enormous price and get it all up front versus starting out at a decent, fair price and building up to that price that you think,
right,
that your service is worth, because you'll get more customers that way.
And that's all. And the second part of that is knowing what markets you're in. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
You know where the market yourself at, and I mean, I'm sure that there are some places, you come over in my neck of the woods and you try to charge $25 to get in, or you go to another side of town, you could probably charge $35 to get in, and they would be lined up around the box. And it's knowing your clientele. It's knowing the people that you are serving, and you know what they will do and what they won't do.
Right.
So.
Yep, because if you have somebody charging $25 and they waitresses they all suck and they all mean and they don't ever have what they're supposed to have, I'm not coming back, and I'm gonna tell others not to come back. So that's the other thing. You talk about that with someone, like in your case, you had a complaint and they fixed it. They took what you said. Oh wait, that's not who we are. Hold on, let's fix this. That was an excellent example of good customer service and a business being able to accept corrective criticism or accept someone making a complaint, right, or being unhappy about the service they got. That was the perfect example of a business caring. And if you look at it on the other side, on the flip side, maybe they didn't care. They know they need their business. So you can go ahead and close us out.
Because I'm rocking. I'm old man rocking over here. No, last before we leave, and I do want to close this out, I'm going to touch on this real quick. And we've talked about it, and maybe we'll definitely come and for sure talk about this thing coming up. Mental health, suicide. Man, it's real out here. It is so real out here. I know that our youth, our young people, especially our young Black men, are dealing with some things. I don't know what the things are, but I know that they're dealing with some things. What a tragic death that just happened this past weekend with the young man, 20-some years old. There's so much that's going on this day. I just want to be able to speak to the minds, to the hearts, to the spirit of anybody that's going through. And I speak this on behalf of myself, who's gone through some things and gone through depression, gone through some bouts with some things. It's saying this: just because it's tough, it will get better. I understand, and I say that because I've been in some tough places. I've been in some dark, dark, dark holes. If you need to talk to somebody, find somebody. If you need to reach out to somebody, reach out to somebody. It may not seem like a manly thing to do, but let me tell you, you are worth it. You are precious. No matter what may be getting you down, there are many people that are here to listen. What was that saying? We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. This is not about judgment. This is not about pointing fingers. This is about saying, there's people out here that are willing to help, willing to listen, to support you. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we suffer through, all of us. There's a lot of things that we're dealing with. Sometimes you feel like I just don't want to go on. But let me tell you something. And I speak this from my heart. When you feel like, well, this world is just better off without me, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. I will tell you that you're wrong. We are not better off without you. We're better with you being a part. So if you need to talk, if you need to reach out, then do it. Even if it's the old country boy, even if it's the little diva, I'll give y'all her private number. Y'all call her on the private number. She'll answer. But in all seriousness, the rate, the suicide, the numbers, especially of our young adults, man, it's astonishing. The things that you're facing, old country boy probably has no idea some of the things that you're facing, that you're going through. But I'm here to listen. So that's all I got to say, little D.
Okay, you can go ahead and close us on out.
Oh, all right. Well, look here. Know this. Thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it so very much. Continue to walk in your purpose, on purpose. Continue to follow your vision, your dream. Understand how important it is. You are important. You are wonderful and marvelously made. Continue doing what you've been called to do, even if you feel like nobody wants to support you. Always know this: the old country boy and the little diva, we support you. We support the vision that God has given you. And lastly but not leastly, when I say these words, I say it with my hand on my chest, my hand on my chest, my hand on my chest. Just know that. Know this is that we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you unconditionally. And there is nothing, absolutely, positively nothing that you can do about it. There it is. We done did it. We done made it. We made a whole nother night, little diva. We done made another Monday. So
I just have to figure out how to get back in so I can do the stuff that I need to do. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even close out my little window for a minute to leave.
Well, let me close the diva out so I can say the diva. Tell them you love them, because you ain't looking like you got. Can you share some love with them at the end? Can you give them some love or smile?
I love y'all.
My goodness, she gonna do better, y'all. She gonna do better. She know better. She gonna do better.
Eat my food. Y'all have a good night.